Niall Stange, our friend from the Hill, is joining us right now. Niall, good morning to you. Pennsylvania Congressman Scott Perry, chair of the House Freedom Caucus and a Trump ally. We were talking about this earlier on the show, how the FBI seized his cell phone, he says, while he was traveling with his family, just one day after the Mar-a-Lago raid. And so I think the question is, for a lot of people, no matter what your party is there some politicization of some of these investigations? What can we take away as far as what this has to do with the January 6th committee? What are your thoughts?
I think the likelihood is that it has to do with the January the 6th committee for reasons that I'll explain in a moment. But I'm not sure politicization is itself a very loaded term. The issue with Congressman Perry is that he was centrally involved in a plan to replace the then acting Attorney General, Jeffrey Rosen, with a Trump acolyte, Jeffrey Clark, in the Department of Justice. And that was such a controversial proposal that the then president backed away from it because the entire leadership of the Department of Justice would have resigned had it been pushed through. So that's what makes me think it is related to January the 6th. As far as the timing is concerned, the Department of Justice has a rule of thumb about not acting within a certain period before elections. The congressman's seeking re-election, of course, this year, and we are 90 days out from election day, so that could be an important point.
But I think, some reporters are actually pressing the White House on the optics of that particular story. Of course, the White House is saying it's not commenting. But there have been people who have been looked into, so to speak, like the congressman, who have questioned the legitimacy of elections, like the vote count in Pennsylvania. Is the government, are investigators looking to actually seek out those people who are election deniers specifically?
I'm thinking about how to answer that. Are they seeking to root out election deniers? I think they're seeking to root out people who might have committed crimes in attempting to overturn a legitimate election. That's different from someone holding the private belief erroneously that the election was rigged or that there was something dodgy about it. So I think the point is one's actions rather than one's thoughts. One's thoughts don't ever rise to the level of crime unless they go hand in hand with action that infringes laws.
Clearly, a very wise answer, Niall. Embattled former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo has his own thoughts about the raid or the execution of a search warrant at his property in Mar-a-Lago. He's a Democrat. An interesting person to speak out about this, but he said yesterday the Department of Justice must immediately explain the reason for this raid, and it must be more than a search for inconsequential archives, or it will be viewed as a political tactic and undermine any future credible investigation and the legitimacy of January 6th investigations. So clearly there's the messaging that no one is above the law, but there is this tone that is evident, again, no matter whether you're a Republican or Democrat, independent, that this needs to be something that shows that there is a there.
Yes, exactly. I mean, that is obviously a pivotal point. If you're going to take such extraordinary action as this, there needs to be the evidence to back it up. The investigators need to have the goods there. And of course, the personal and the political, as we know, are often intermingled or intertwined, Adrienne, and particularly in former Governor Cuomo's case. I mean, he faced well-known allegations of sexual misconduct or harassment, which no prosecutor ended up pursuing or believed that they could secure a conviction for. Interestingly, one of then Governor Cuomo's main pursuers in that respect legally was the Attorney General of New York, Tish James, who is also the one leading the probe at which the former president will give a deposition later today.
Yeah, it's a small circle. The world is very small at this level. Niall Stange, thank you again. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, Adrienne. Take care.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.